Welcome to another Demarcation Media Blokees review. Blokees has made quite a few Optimus Prime figures. Between Galaxy version, Classic Class, and Galaxy version Defender, who knows how many different variations of Optimus there are. But since comparisons are a staple of this channel, we are going to be comparing every single Galaxy version Optimus Prime that Blokees has made. Yes, there's a Classic Class figure here. We're not going to be looking at Classic Class today. That's for a future video. Basically, we're just going to go through wave by wave and look at all of the Optimus Prime figures or Optimus Prime mold figures made in 2024. It's now 2025 as I'm recording this video, and Blokees is already releasing more Galaxy version Optimus Primes. But we're going to focus on those at another time. Today, we're just focusing on the ones that came out in 2024. Wave 1 included, of course, the standard Optimus. Now, Wave 1 actually might have come out in 2023. I'm not 100% sure because I showed up to the Blokees scene after Wave 1 was already out and about. But I'm just considering it 2024 because I believe it was 2024. So this dude is just your plain old standard Optimus. He's got some print on the sides of his legs. He's got some print on his forearms, his shoulders. His chest is pretty well done. And his eyes are also printed. Yeah, his waist unit as well. There's also a little bit of print underneath, like on the torso underneath. He's even got print on the little sections on the upper arm where the kind of pipes are. That looks really good. Overall, perfectly good, solid place to start. He did have more of loose joints than later figures because that's just been kind of a thing I've been complaining about with Blokees for a bit. That's my only real complaint with them. And then he came with a range of accessories including open hands, a pointing finger, an axe that could go onto his forearm instead of the hand, and then of course his classic gun. All of those things come packaged together with this one figure, making him a pretty darn good value. Wave 1 didn't just have one Optimus though, there was actually two. You had a chance of pulling this version. This is the secret rare. So basically if you bought a full case, you could potentially pull this guy in place of the previous Optimus. So never would you get both of these guys together at once. This dude sports an awesome metallic color scheme. Every bit of him is metallic. He also gets more print. So the front of the legs now have print. The waist unit has more print. The thighs have print. There's extra detail work on the shoulders. And the little vent on the forehead is extra detailed as well. That is so cool. And that makes this guy way more valuable in my opinion. There's even print around the back. Absolutely brilliant. Just, yeah. Such a great way to do a rare figure. His accessory range is identical to the normal Optimus, although his axe does look more clear, like less cloudy than the standard version, which I thought was interesting. I don't know if that's a purposeful difference, or if it's just kind of the way that the plastic is. I don't know, but it's cool, and I thought it was worth pointing out. This guy fetches a pretty steep price on the aftermarket, at least when compared to the normal version. You can get the normal version for as low as like $5, even if you're in the US or somewhere outside of Asia. Getting it imported is not that hard. This guy though, at the time of the recording of this video, his price ranges between $25 and $40 if you're not looking on eBay. If you look on eBay, people think that they can get rich there and are charging like $60. So if you're lucky enough to pull him, I would say hang on to him because he's just that cool. This Optimus hails from Shining version 01. Now, Galaxy version and Shining version are technically two different classes or lines within Blokees. However, it's using the Galaxy version system. And basically the real difference is that you get a light up feature along with these guys. I feel like this dude is a really nice in-between from the Wave 1 normal Optimus and the Wave 1 secret rare Optimus, because this guy has the more matte color scheme, but he also does have some extra detail work, particularly on the front of the legs and the vent on the head. I think those two things are really big add-ons. And then he's also got the print around the back, which adds a lot as well. Chest plate, really well printed. That's translucent plastic, and it's super well color matched to the red plastic. And then the faceplate has shiny silver to allow, and some extra little print to allow for the eyes to shine through. It's a little dim and you really can't see it in my studio, but when you get the light up feature to really catch, it's really, really nice looking. This guy's accessories are the same as the other ones. He's got the pointing finger. The blue is a different blue than the standard Wave 1 Optimus, so you cannot pop and swap them without it looking weird. He comes with a gun that matches the secret rare Optimus. He also comes with the Matrix of Leadership, which is a huge bonus. And then his axe is a little bit darker orange than the previous Optimus's axes. Again, I don't know if that's purposeful or if it's just a weird, variation in the plastic color, but I think it looks really cool. So this dude is a fantastic option. He comes with a ton of stuff and his detail work is just really, really nice. Galaxy version Wave 2 introduced Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, which is really neat. I really like that they dove right away into kind of those extra stuff. IDW, Shattered Glass. Blokees is not afraid of going that direction, and I really appreciate that. And this dude is super, super nice. He's got the print for the forehead vent, which is great. Print for the front of the leg vents, which is also great. He's got plenty of detail on his forearms, and he's even got some cracks and stuff on his shoulder that doesn't have the Autobot symbol. And then the Autobot symbol is on the other side, which is very, very nice that they're paying attention to that sort of detail and reversing it there. Some shattered bits for the chest plate, green print on the waist, and then the head has the green print for the vent, and then some eyes that are in this pink color. Now, these are actually repainted. I repainted these because mine came rather crooked. I did not have much luck with Optimus's printed eyes after the first couple figures that I got. They tended to be a little bit off, which was a pain. But I just color matched it with some paint and painted it up. Really easy. Sealed it again. Around the back, not really any printed detail to speak of, but the purple is really nice. And then he does have the print on the sides of the legs. His accessories are much the same. You do get the pointing finger and then the gun, but you don't get any axe, which is kind of unfortunate. Galaxy version Wave 3 introduced yet another recolor of the Optimus Prime mold, this time Ultra Magnus. I really like this look for Ultra Magnus. I think the concept is super cool, and overall, it's just super, super good looking. So this is IDW Ultra Magnus, for those of you who don't know. This guy came with a lot of detail work. He's got the Autobot symbol on both shoulders. The chest is this really, really nice dark blue. There is no Matrix in there, which that makes sense. He's got print on the forearms, print on the waist unit, print for the vents on the front of the legs and on the sides. No print around the back, but he does have the little pipes on his shoulders printed. The face is done really, really well, I think, for the most part. The eyes are a little, I could have wished for a little better there. But the blue for the face mask is really, really good. And then he's got the blue for the vent on the forehead. Now, the thing that really sets this guy apart, in my opinion, is his accessories. He does come with most of the standard accessories, but instead of the axe that goes in the forearm, he comes with a big, just battle axe, single blade battle axe with some print on the blade. So cool. Blokees has only used this accessory once, and I really want them to use it more because it just is so awesome. It's so cool. I love this accessory, and that makes this dude one of my favorite versions of Prime that they've made. I just really have no complaints with it. So overall, this guy was a really valuable addition to the lineup, in my opinion, and I highly recommend trying to pick him up because that axe is an excellent piece. The 2024 exclusive Golden Lagoon set included another Optimus, and this guy was all in the shiny gold. And this one is very similar to the Shining 01 Optimus because he's got the special print for the eyes and also the special piece for the chest to allow lights to shine through. He's got print on the waist unit, chest, shoulder, and forearms. Not much else going on. He's mostly just shiny gold. He does come with some good accessories like an Energon cube, a shiny version of his gun, and the Matrix of Leadership in gold. Now, the big downside to this guy is that he's got gold plastic for the joints, which means they snap very easily. So this is definitely a display-only figure. Oh yeah, he also comes with his axe, the forearm axe, this time in yellow, which I think is awesome. It looks great when you pop it onto any of the other figures. It's just a nice change from the orange color. But yeah, this guy is not very posable, not very detailed. He's just very shiny gold, which looks awesome. if the joints were some other color. Galaxy version Wave 4 introduced yet another recolor for the Optimus Prime mold, this time being Nemesis Prime, and holy moly, this guy looks so good. He doesn't have any print on the forearm, but he has a lot of print on the lower legs. He's got print for the waist unit, torso, shoulders, and then head. He's got the little printed vent on the head, which I think that Optimus looks best when he has that printed. Without it printed, I think it looks a little strange. Now, this guy's eyes are eyes that I repainted because they came rather wonky. You can see that in my review if you want to see what those originally looked like, but I didn't like how they looked, so I just repainted it, and it was pretty easy. He does not come with the pointy finger hands. However, the rest of his accessories are awesome. So he comes with a sword. This sword has a name. I don't know the name of the sword, but the molding for the whole thing is awesome. It's all in red, but yes, it's so good. Something about a Transformer with a sword is just so cool to me. And then he comes with these two massive arm-mounted cannons that just look absolutely brilliant. So far, they have not reused this for any other figure, but I really like them, and I think that they would benefit from using them elsewhere. Obviously, this is Transformers, so you kind of have to go off of what the lore says. I believe the guns are based off of, was it the War for Cybertron Netflix? Somebody told me that it was based on that toy. I think it was a version of him that came with the trailer. But anyway, it is based on something that was seen either in toy form or in show form. Overall, really awesome. Again, just like Ultra Magnus, the accessories make this guy really stand out, but also I think the color scheme really makes him stand out. And this is not one of those figures where it's like, oh, it's just another Optimus. It is a Nemesis, so you already have an Optimus. Getting a Nemesis is pretty nice. Shining version 02 introduced an entirely new Optimus Prime mold. This is the 1984 toy version Optimus Prime. And he is quite a jarring change from the standard Blokees Optimus that we've kind of grown to know. I think it's a great change, though. There's a lot of different parts. The shoulders are very different, more molded detail. The pipes are now color separated instead of printed. Lots of color separation going on here, actually. The vent, the front grille for the truck is color separated. The little bit in the chest plate is color separated. It's really good. His eyes are color separated, and this is a shining version, so if you give him a whack, he will light up. It's really, really different, and I know a lot of people really like this design. I wasn't sold on it at first, but now having it in hand, it is really neat. And I know some people have finagled this guy to being a truck because he's got the tires and stuff. I've seen the photos. They're pretty funny. And this guy is the standard one. So his accessories are pretty normal. You know, he's got the hands. He doesn't come with the pointy hand. I guess the original Optimus didn't really do the pointy hand that much. He does come with his gun. It's a very different gun mold than what we've seen so far. Again, reflecting the original version. Overall, super nice. And his faceplate comes printed silver, just like the original Shining version. So if you're a fan of the original 1984 design, this is a big win for you. But wait, we have another 1984 Optimus. This is the secret rare. So Shining version 01 didn't have a secret rare Optimus because Megatron was the one with the secret variant. This time, it's Optimus, and this guy looks fantastic in the metallic color scheme. He also has some additional detail on the knees and the forearms, as well as the forehead with that little silver print. Another big difference is the orange for the eyes and the chest plate. Now, when you give him a smack, he glows orange instead of glowing blue. If you really wanted to and you had both, you could swap the blue and the orange between the standard and the rare versions. His accessories are really nothing special. He just comes with another standard gun and an Energon cube. But the extra detail and the metallic colors make this guy a big standout from the standard version. With the release of Transformers 1, Blokees Galaxy version Wave 5 was entirely dedicated to characters from that film. There was no variation other than Transformers 1, which I was fine with, actually. After watching the film, I was super happy with it, and I was like, yes, I want some figures. So this is their standard Optimus Prime, and he has a lot of differences. He's a little taller because he comes with different joints. He has prefab joints instead of ones that you have to assemble. The lower legs are a bit longer. It has a lot of detailed print there. Print on the waist unit, print on the chest, lots of print on the chest. The head has plenty of detail as well as color separated eyes. And then all of the silver, except for his face mask and head detail, is this kind of yellowy bronze tinted silver, which is fantastic. And that even continues around the back with an extra piece there. That's a huge standout. That makes this figure, even though he's a standard version, just feel extra special. And then even his like little pipes on his shoulders are printed up, or I guess painted up in that silver. For accessories, he comes with a Death Tracker's gun, an axe, and then some extra hands, which is really nice. Overall, it's a great depiction of Transformers 1 Optimus in Blokees form. I think the main complaint I had with this guy is that the new lower legs kind of inhibited the ankle movement. But other than that, I was really, really surprised that they just went from 0 to 100 on the detail. You know, the other Galaxy version figures have been good and detailed, but this guy, for a standard version, felt, I don't know, extra. They went a little extra for Transformers 1, and I really appreciate that. And then we have the secret rare version from Galaxy version 05. And this guy sports extra detailed printing on the forearms and the upper legs, as well as some extra print on his feet. And of course, the metallic colors. The silver remains largely unchanged, but the blue is now this kind of powdery metallic blue. It's very different from the other secret rares, but the red, oh, that red is the same, and I absolutely love it. I think Blokees has really nailed this kind of shiny gloss metallic red, and I want all the figures with it. They just really knocked it out of the park. His face mask and head print are now shiny silver as well, and overall, it's just a massive upgrade, and I love it. Now, the shiny red is not actually 100% accurate to Transformers 1. He was not quite so glossy. So if you wanted to do a pop and swap between the two figures, I think that would be entirely possible. You know, put the flat red on the shiny blue and the more detailed head. I think that would be kind of cool, but I don't know. I personally just really like that shiny red. Accessories-wise, he still has the same as the other Optimus. His axe, though, comes with yellow edging. However, the yellow edging didn't quite turn out. There's no separation, so it just looks green. It kind of has this weird green hue, which I think looks interesting, but it doesn't really reflect the film well. And then he does have a Death Tracker gun. This time it's in silver with some extra print detail, including some glowy blue bits, which I think is nice. Overall, this dude is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The only real downside is the fact that he is a secret rare and not just a standard figure. Okay, so I kind of lied. There is actually one more Optimus, but this guy is very confusing. So this is the Energon infused Optimus Prime figure, and he is a single packaged figure made specifically for conventions. I believe there's only like a certain amount, like 900. I'll have to look back at the images because it's been a bit since I looked at them. But there was like 900 or something. They were allotted for certain conventions. He looks really, really cool. But there was a lot of confusion involving his release. It was going to be available at some conventions and then online at other ones, but maybe worldwide, but maybe not worldwide. And then the sales of them got cut short at one convention for some reasons that are somewhat unclear. And now you can kind of pre-order them on places like ShowZ Store, but I'm not going to give the link because they were not telling you the end price. So this may very well be the most expensive Blokees figure available on the entire internet. It's unfortunate because this is really, really cool. I wish that it was more available for the rest of us outside of Asia. I think Indonesia got it specifically, and then, I don't know, there was going to be a couple other places, but none of it was ever going to come close to the US. So I'm a little disappointed about that. I would have loved to actually get one in hand to show you guys, but unfortunately, I could not. So you get to see the photos of it. It does exist, but it basically is on par with Lego's SDCC figures, where it's just like, it's so rare and expensive that people will just shell out money for it like crazy. Whew, that is a lot of Optimus figures. Now what we need to determine is which one is the best. We need to give these a ranking. So for me, I think it's an easy choice for the very first one. Shining version 01. He's pretty easy to get. He has a perfect balance between detail, light up feature, and just plain classic G1. So for me, he lands at the number 1 spot for Optimus figures. Now, for just standard Optimuses, gotta go with the Transformers 1 Prime. He's just super well-rounded. I don't know. I don't really have any complaints. And then I'd have to go with Nemesis because Nemesis is just so unique and different. And then follow that up with Shattered Glass. And then follow that up with IDW Ultra Magnus. Then I would follow that up with the standard Wave 1 Rare. Now, I would rank that higher purely from looks. However, I'm also ranking these while considering the availability of each. How easy is it for us Blokees fans to get a hold of that particular figure? And the rares are pretty difficult. So that's why they get ranked lower. All these first figures are very easy to get as of the time of the recording of this video. So the rares go down lower. But I would easily rank the rares all pretty close. I'm putting 1984 Optimus behind the others a little bit just because I feel like Transformers 1 and the standard one look better. And then I would put the standard Wave 1 Optimus right after that. Follow that up with the standard, oh, I can barely reach, standard 1984 Optimus. And then the very last, with the least amount of value, is the gold Optimus, because you literally cannot pose this guy without risking the joints breaking. So that right there is how I would rank all of these Optimus figures. We've got our regular Optimuses, our variants, our rares, and then a couple more plain figures, as well as the basically a display piece only gold figure. Well, there you have it. That is every Galaxy version Optimus Prime released within the 2024-ish time period. Now, I did not consider the Orion Pax mold from the Transformers 1 wave because he was an Optimus then, and this is really focusing on Optimus and Optimus variants, so Orion was not considered. So now, what I want to know is, what do you think of all these figures? Do you have any of them? Which ones do you have? Which ones are your favorite? What do you think about my ranking? Would you rank them differently? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.